I know the title of today's trending in the AM is what is it? Does the Eagles schedule raise your confidence for 2024? I know I want to talk Phillies, maybe even a little Sixers, but not on my bingo card of things to talk about ever on trending in the AM is world golf number one, Scotty Scheffler in handcuffs being arrested outside of the PGA Championship as he tries to get in for his second round. So, yeah, we might talk a little golf here today on Trend in the AM. Bear with me today. Guys, we're live in 60 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody. And, well, it depends on who you are, if it's a good morning or not. Welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Edge of Philly Sports. We are live. Facebook, sorry, I'm still trying to get updates here. Still trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the world of professional golf right now. Guys, we're live Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you are watching. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe, retweet, follow button. Whatever that platform, do what you got to do to get people interactive with the show. I greatly appreciate that. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. So I got to finish sharing out as much as possible here this morning as breaking news. I literally burned my eggs for breakfast this morning, getting this information, set up. But as I'm cooking my eggs, I'm getting messages about Scotty Scheffler arrested outside of Valhalla Golf Club down there in Kentucky as he tried to get in for his second round of the PGA Championship. Guys, not on my bingo card, not part of the description of this show, not anything. Was not planning on this. I had a very interesting conversation to start the show off today, and we would see, and I got the breaking news right here. The video of Scotty Scheffler in handcuffs being escorted and put in the back of a police cruiser, and a cop saying he is going to jail. It just was not anywhere on my card. Now, I'm going to make a lot of jokes. I'm going to say this was Shooter McGavin. It was his fault. Or an executive from Live Golf paid the police officer to do this. Or Xander Schauffele is now the new Shooter McGavin. There's lots of jokes we can make about this. But what in holy hell is happening? How do you, I can understand if a casual cop does not, or a cop doesn't know who the world number one golfer is, if they're not, into the game of golf. But you're basically running security as a cop at a golf championship, and you don't know who the world golf number one is. And by the way, side note, the cops, so the long story short here is there was an accident, and unfortunately a pedestrian was struck by a bus and killed, outside the golf course at about 5-something this morning. Now, they weren't letting traffic through, they weren't letting spectators through, but they were letting golfers who have certain tags on their cars through to get in, to get warmed up for their round of golf. They let many other golfers through. But for some reason, they did not let Scotty Scheffler through. And the cops' report is that he tried to run over the cop with his car, which, if you know anything about Scotty Scheffler, that's most likely not what happened. This is just an incident of a cop just, playing tough guy, and Scotty Scheffler just like, what the bleep? Oh, my God. This is like probably one of the craziest things that I could ever imagine kicking off trending in the AM talking about. Phil has eye-opening takes. I have some kind of takes. I don't know. Arrested all golfers. No, they just arrested one. What is up, Eric? Good morning. Good Friday morning to you. I'm sure your morning's going better than Scotty Scheffler. How does this happen to go? How? So my first question, Steve, and I know you're a big golf guy too, like me, is how in the blue hell does Scotty Scheffler be driving himself? Where's his caddy? His caddy makes a shit ton of money. Somebody should be behind the wheel for Scotty. It's not his responsibility to be doing this, and that's kind of fun. And you're literally at a golf course. You're working as a cop. You're told that golfers have special tags on their cars, and they are allowed to go. But yet, they didn't. I don't know. This is literally still breaking news as it's happening. And I'm watching the video again of Scotty Scheffler having his head ducked down and put in a police cruiser backseat. And for those that don't know, it's against the law to be so boring as golf. Well, golf is not boring today. This is W. This is winning content, especially if you're a Happy Gilmore, Shooter McGavin, which they just announced literally perfect timing that the sequel is greenlit by Netflix. So we're going to get a Happy Gilmore 2. If you don't know anything about golf, Scotty Scheffler is the most grounded, plain Jane, doesn't look like a golfer, doesn't act like a golfer, let alone look like or act like the world #1 golfer at all. This guy cares about very few things in life. He cares about God, his family, his wife, and his newborn baby. He cares about the great state of Texas and golf. That's all he cares about. He's not in the limelight like Rory or Tiger was. He doesn't do any flashy stuff. He's an average Joe Schmo that just happens to be head and shoulders the greatest golfer on the universe. So the report that he tried to run over a police officer has to be the most bogus thing I've ever heard of. Ever. It's insanity. Like, I just can't even, like, I've got notes all over my book here about Maxey winning Sportsmanship of the Year award, over-under on Eagles wins. I got so many things written down here. Talking about Scotty Scheffler in handcuffs was nowhere remotely in the cards ever in my life. 100% that cop was trying to prove a point. Yeah, absolutely. You saw Jeff Darlington, who's a reporter, trying to get the scoop from the cops and being told to back off. Actually, you know what? Funny you say that. I've got the video. Then this might get me a ding. Let me pause that real quick here. All right, I got to zoom out on that. I've got one of the videos teed up. And since we're not a monetized site anymore here, I can play this and not worry about anything. So we are going to play this video for everybody. This is a video of Scotty Scheffler being led.
Step back.
Back up.
I'm back. I'm back.
This is Scotty Scheffler, the #1 ranked golfer in the world, in handcuffs, being pulled away.
Guys,
Scotty even looks back at the reporter like, yo, help me. Somebody help me.
Right now, he's going to jail.
okay.
He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it.
I love it. I hate it.
There's
I
nothing
love
you can
it.
do about it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you have
First,
a question?
I'm media. I'm a
Okay,
reporter. Okay.
okay.
So that's all I'm
That's
saying.
fine.
Look
I
at the
just wanna
cop
make sure that
smile
I
when
know-
he hears
but
it's a
you need to step
reporter.
back
No
over
problem.
here
No
now.
problem. You got it.
Okay.
Okay.
That has to be the most insane, asinine thing I've ever heard. Ever. Like, it's ridiculous. I have no idea how to even comment on what I just watched. His new tee time is 10:08, and I think, yeah, he's still detained. Look, so first off, joke-wise, I see a police escort driving him right to the first tee box, where his caddy's sitting there with the golf bag, pulls out and rips a drive 400 yards down. He's going to shoot a 61. The PGA Tour, on a non-joking way, will continue to use the weather and the bus accident from out in front from early this morning to delay the start of the tee time long enough to get Scotty Scheffler out of jail. Scotty Scheffler is not withdrawing because he's still in handcuffs. Now, he might withdraw because he's pissed off, but he ain't withdrawing because he's still in jail. We're going to see how good Scotty Scheffler's lawyer is in a little bit. I said W. It is W content. It is. Yeah. Definitely sounds like an exaggerated police report. You know his supervisor has a stomach. Chud, what's up, Chud? Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. His lawyer is going to earn his money. The PGA is going to use their lawyers. He's going to be out. That cop over-exaggerated, pushed the boundaries. I've dealt with, I don't want to call, they were real cops, but I've dealt with event security, and they think they're a little tougher, and they just don't want to let anybody pass. It's ridiculous. This is a cop flexing muscles. Thanks for showing that. That is just one video of about 4 or 5 circulating. Phil is a caddy, like Batman's Alfred. No, I'm not a very good caddy. I'd be like Shooter's caddy. I think it's a 6. When he uses a 5, you're fired. That would be me. What did he do? So the report, and there's very little reporting from the actual scene when he was arrested. Jeff Darlington, I don't know if he works for ESPN. I just saw him on SportsCenter just now. It was the one there that caught all the footage on his camera. Basically found out that the cops were trying to direct traffic or stop traffic because there was an accident about an hour prior that a pedestrian was struck and killed. They were instructed to allow only players' vehicles that have special tags on them through. Everybody else was shut down. I guess they wouldn't accept Scotty Scheffler. They wouldn't let Scotty Scheffler through. So Scotty Scheffler tried to drive on the shoulder of the road around the traffic to get to the course. The cops tried to stop him. The cops say that he tried to run them over, and that's why he was arrested. I highly doubt Scotty Scheffler, if you know anything about Scotty Scheffler, his personality and his way of life, he is definitely not a run police officer over person. He is not a confrontational person. He is not a mean person. He does not have a bad drop of blood in his body. Again, I will repeat this. He cares about God, his wife, his newborn baby, and golf. And that's it. And the great state of Texas. That's all he cares about. Hell, Scotty Scheffler had a baby last week. He withdrew from last week's Wells Fargo Championship because his wife was due with a baby. He withdrew last week. As of Saturday night, nobody knew if he had the baby yet or not. He had the baby on Thursday. But he is so personal and private in his private life that no one knew that he even had his baby. So there's no way, shape, or form that Scotty Scheffler tried to run a police officer over. Like, it's just insane. This is insane. Play big boss. I'm seeing Stone Cold Steve Austin being walked off by police officers after dropping, Vince McMahon with a stunner. Did Scotty Scheffler threaten to stun Jay Monahan, the boss man of the PGA Tour? Boeing whistle. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's what this is all about. Maybe it has nothing to do with the golf itself. And if you missed the opening, Marshawn, world golf number 1, Scotty Scheffler, arrested on his way into Valhalla Golf Club to get prepped for round 2 of the PGA Championship. It's insanity. Insanity. We're glad to have you back, John. We are. If a wrist injury occurs. So now there is another report, Steve, that Jeff Darlington just reported right before we went live that he did see the cops take his handcuffs off in the back of the police cruiser, then put them right back on. So assumingly that the cuffs were hurting him, so he could get his wrist in the right way. But, dude, if he's got a wrist injury now, we got some problems. There's some lawsuits. There's rumors that Valhalla is going to get bumped from the PGA Championship course rotation already. If Scotty Scheffler gets hurt, if Scotty Scheffler doesn't get out of jail in time to compete and has to withdraw, if anything bad happens to Scotty Scheffler, if he gets put in Gen Pop instead of a holding cell accidentally, I just watched episode 1 and 2 of Reacher the other day, so I'm using that. Just started that show. I'm telling you, Valhalla will never, ever get a PGA event, period, again. They're not going to get a Corn Ferry Tour event there. Hey, no problem, Derek. Glad to have you on the show. We enjoy it. We don't always talk golf on the show. I save golf for Fairway to Heaven. I have a golf show Tuesday nights. We don't normally talk golf, especially on a Friday morning in May. Today was meant to be Eagles, Sixers, mainly Tyrese Maxey, some Phillies talk. But I literally, and I am not lying, I got a message from somebody. And I was cooking my eggs. And I'm reading, I fried myself 2 eggs, for breakfast. I'm literally getting a DM, a text message. I'm like, hold on. Scotty Scheffler's arrested? No way. This is fake news. I went on my phone. Next thing I know, my house is smoking up because I totally forgot that I put 2 eggs on the stove and I had them there for 5 minutes cooking and they were burning because I was so entrenched in the Scotty Scheffler news. Now, I still ate the burnt eggs, just so you know. No waste in my house. I'm hearing hard times. Who's Steve? Steve is part of Team Edge of Philly. He does union coverage, and he is actually going to be on Fairway to Heaven talking golf with Jason and I next week. He's a big golf guy. So you're saying put some money on the other guy. If Scotty Scheffler gets out in time for his tee time, now, because of the rain delays, they've pushed tee times back an hour and 20 minutes. He was supposed to tee off at about 8:30, 8:40 this morning. His new tee time is scheduled for 10:08 this morning. But the weather today in Kentucky at Valhalla is atrocious. They might not play any holes today. So I expect more rain delays. And as long as Scotty Scheffler's in jail, they're going to continue using the rain delay as an excuse. Because there's no way. I don't even know if Jay Monahan, the commissioner of the PGA Tour, even has a remote clue what to do in general, let alone what to do if his number one golfer in the entire world gets arrested for driving on the shoulder of the road and, quote unquote, trying to run a cop over. Reacher movies. I've never watched the Reacher movies. We just finished up or caught up season 5 of Yellowstone. So the other night we started the Reacher. What's it on, Prime or Peacock, wherever it's on. We got through like the first 2 or 3 episodes, so no spoilers, please. But very interesting. Oddly, for a big muscular guy, the actor that's playing Reacher in the TV show, actually a pretty solid actor too. The show is 3 episodes. I'm hooked. I just saw a video recommendation that reads, the Eagles are the NFL's next dynasty. How many titles can we expect? Well, you're already trying to get me off of Golf Talk, Marshawn. You are. And Golf Talk is going to be continuing because golf is on right over my shoulder, or right over my computer here. I called the Eagles a dynasty after the 2022 season. I said we are going to be in 3 to 5 to 6 Super Bowls. We're going to win 2 during Jalen Hurts' era. So I don't think it's totally out of left field to say that. Now, you got to win a Super Bowl before you could be called a dynasty, but saying the next dynasty, means they haven't become that dynasty yet. I'm okay with it. I'd rather a positive take like this video, Marshawn, than a negative take like Adam Scheffler. Well, Jalen Hurts has got a lot to prove, or Ochoa, or whatever, whoever, Dan Sillyman, or whatever, saying Jalen Hurts stinks. I'd rather videos in a positive light like this. I'd rather this than the negativity that the rest of the media brings around this Eagles team. Look, and we're not talking about it. We're saying that the window is there, that the team has been built, and there's some damn talented players. Anything less than 1 or 2 Super Bowl wins over the next 5 years would be an utter disappointment from this roster. Just saying. Just saying. Burnt is better. I don't know. I do like the Dunkin' Donuts wake-up wraps every morning. I fry myself 2 eggs, put them in a tortilla shell with a little cheese. Quick, light, easy breakfast before the show. I'm not saying I like them burnt. I'm not saying I like them raw. But, burnt like this, I mean, it was pretty hard. Pretty unedible. Authorities are checking the local sizzlers right now for the... Yes, absolutely. I'm telling you, it's either the boss man at Live, it's Shooter McGavin, or it's Rory McIlroy behind all of this. I'm telling you. I need a quote from Shooter McGavin about this situation immediately. I do. Immediately. If Shooter McGavin doesn't make a statement, that spells guilty. If you've got something to hide, you keep quiet. If you have nothing to hide, you speak your mind. So Shooter better say something. If Shooter needs a place to make a live statement, somebody out there, go on Twitter, go on Instagram, send him the link to this show. On Twitter, it's at Shooter McGavin. Send him a link to the show. I'm calling Shooter McGavin out right now to appear on this show and make a statement, real or not real, that he was responsible or not responsible for Scotty Scheffler being arrested. Could you imagine if Shooter McGavin actually heard this just now and sent me a message and said, I will appear right now? I mean, I follow you, Shooter, on Twitter. You could send me a DM. I could send you the link. Just saying. Like, we're not even going to talk golf on Tuesday. We're just going to talk about Scotty Scheffler being arrested. It's insane. I like runny eggs too, but not when you're throwing them in a little quick wrap. If they're too runny and you put them in a wrap, then it just drips down your face. If I got like some good home fries or potatoes or some good corned beef hash that's really crispy, putting a runny egg on top of it, breaking the runniness, let it go through the hash or the potatoes. That's top tier. Derek thinks Rory paid the cops. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm so unprepared for this conversation because I'm literally no clue on how this is even remotely possibly to happen. I'm a runny guy too. Well, no comment. No comment on that. I just did not see this even remotely in any way, shape, or form being something that could have happened today. Nothing. There's no way. Who would have thunk that the best golfer and the most quiet, calm, patient golfer in the world would get arrested this morning? I don't know. I don't know how anybody could think that was even remotely possibly happening. No clue. But it did happen. So now we get to make lots of jokes. We get to have lots of conversations. I'm checking Twitter right now, seeing if Shooter McGavin. Somebody said I had several sources. My man Mark Moscatelli said he checked with multiple of his sources, and it did really happen. It's not fake. He said no. He did not try to drag a cop. So just I see Mark texted me and said something about him dragging a cop. He didn't drag no cop. Now, a cop reached into his car when he tried to go around the cop. And maybe Scotty kept driving. I don't know. And you know what's funny? If you go and arrest Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods would probably say, do you know who I am? Scotty Scheffler, on the other hand, is not that kind of guy. Scotty Scheffler said, if somebody says you're under arrest, Scotty Scheffler would say, okay. Scotty Scheffler isn't the kind of guy that would go, do you know who I am? I'm Scotty Scheffler. I'm world number one. That's not him. Britton Covey really going to get cut? No. I see a lot of people predicting this, Marshawn. No. Marshawn's trying to do anything possible to get me off of this shocking Scotty Scheffler news. He really is. So much so. He is so desperate, Marshawn, to get me off of the Scotty Scheffler conversation that he is bringing Britton Covey into the chat right now. Britton Covey. to answer his question, no. I don't think Britton Covey gets cut. I have no idea why so many people think he is going to not make the Eagles roster. And I think if he did make the roster, it'd be a big mistake. I'm a Britton Covey fan. I think he could bring something to the table in the slot. He's no Wes Welker or Julian Edelman, but he's got the same kind of body. And what's the other dude? Played for the Bills for a while. What's his name? And he played for the Cowboys, I think, too. He's got the opportunity to fit that role. And I think I think Britton Covey makes the roster. I think one of Paris Campbell and Devonta Parker do not make the roster. So it's going to be your two bigs, AJ, Devonta. It's going to be Britton Covey. It's going to be one of the two free agent signings and one of the two rookies they drafted. They're your 5 wide receivers. And 1 or 2 will go in the practice squad. But Britton Covey will be the punt returner, and he will be on this roster. Dumbfounded by news about this guy. Like, Brian, did you ever, and you know golf, you watch a little golf, you pay a little attention. Out of all the personalities in the world of golf, I could see Jordan Spieth being a pain in the ass, Justin Thomas definitely, Rory for sure, John Rahm definitely. Scotty Scheffler is not the personality that goes out and does something to get arrested. The video thumbnail. Yeah, it is. Well, I also didn't expect to find out 5 minutes before we went live that the number 1 golfer in the world, this show is called Trending in the AM. And if you look everywhere, what's the number 1 trending topic in the sports world? Scotty Scheffler. And Caitlin Clark being held to under 10 points in her second game in the WNBA. But I'd rather talk about Scotty Scheffler than Caitlin Clark. Just saying. This can't be true. This has got to be fake news, right, Mitch? Is me talking about golf really doing this show and this network such a disservice? Is it that big of a deal? Golf don't get but golf controversy does. But golf, movie references to Happy Gilmore, which the best part of this is not the sadness of what happened or the disappointment of what happened or my bets in my DraftKings lineups that are going to bomb because Scotty has the WD. The best part of this is the fact that we get to make Happy Gilmore references throughout it. That's all there is to it. You get to make great references. Guys, real quick, gotta pay a couple bills. So real quick, guys, make sure you guys check out if you need tickets to any sporting event, concert, or theater event. Go to sherrytickets.com. Great moments happen when you are in the crowd. So go to sherrytickets.com and use their site where they have no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less, play more, sherrytickets.com. You can use their exclusive promo code EOP10, EOP10 at checkout. And top of no hidden fees, it saves you 10%. So why use any other ticket reseller for those hard-to-come-by tickets? Go to sherrytickets.com. Need a more personal touch? Call them 610-494-5050 and make sure when you talk to them, you let them know EOP sent you. Again, that's sherrytickets.com, promo code EOP10. Caitlin Clark looking like a bust. Stop. There's a lot of pressure on that girl. Young girl. A lot of pressure to save the WNBA. How old is she? Like 22? That's a lot of pressure for a kid to save a league. So it is what it is. You can't win friends with golf. I love my golf friends. So that's all I need. Covey. Covey is good. Sherry. Oh, baby, Sherry. See, that's the best I could do. My singing voice isn't tuned up today. I need Sherry tickets to get me out of talking golf. Yeah, she just might do it. Caitlin Clark saving the WNBA. She may. But there's a lot of pressure on her to do it immediately. And we see this with NBA players all the time. There's got to be a transition period from college to pro ball. And unfortunately, Caitlin Clark doesn't have the time to adjust. She's got to dive right in and save the league immediately. And her first game wasn't bad. She dropped 20. Hey, they said game one of her first game was the highest viewed WNBA regular season game of like the last 20 years. Sorry, they're updating breaking news on Scottie Scheffler, but I think it's just a replay of what we already heard. There's a lot of pressure on a kid. Again, she is a kid. She's uber talented. Caitlin Clark is one of the best basketball players I've seen shoot the ball in a while. Period. Men or women. But to put that much pressure on a young kid coming out of college, it's tough. It's very tough. Of exciting players coming to the NBA. There's a lot of good young players in the WNBA right now. I don't really watch a lot of WNBA, but I keep tabs on it. Watch highlights, read up reports on it. She has to single-handedly justify that new travel budget. Is that what it is? Well, she's only making $70,000 a year, so she's got to have a travel budget mixed into that contract. You can't see me. I can see you. Nobody can see Scottie Scheffler at Valhalla right now because he's in the back of he's in a police station right now. We're not going to talk cherry right now, but we will talk about PhillySportsTrips.com. Brazil, Eagles, Week 1, Green Bay Packers. Want to go? PhillySportsTrips.com has got a great travel package, August 30th to September 8th. Check them out at PhillySportsTrips.com. Let them know EOP sent you. They offer premium travel packages, self-travel packages, full travel packages, flights, bus trips, hotels, tailgates, you name it, they do it there. All your favorite Philadelphia sports teams. Go check them out, PhillySportsTrips.com. When you sign up, make sure you let them know EOP and Trending in the AM sent you. If Brazil's a little out of your budget, they got a little trip up to Boston to watch our Phillies in less than a month. They got a day trip in less than a month down to Baltimore to see our Phillies play the Orioles. They got a weekend trip or a week trip out to Chicago, to Wrigley Field to see our Phillies face the Cubs over the 4th of July. Lots of great stuff to do. Check them out, PhillySportsTrips.com. Make sure you let them know EOP, Trending in the AM sent you. Dude, fire. I don't know, it's fire. This content today, how pissed off the Core 12 is that I'm talking golf. Like, we'll slightly transition off of golf. I gave Scottie Scheffler 30 minutes of the show. We'll slightly transition off of golf, unless more golf news breaks, which then I will have to get back into it. I just seen so many great GIFs and memes and so much craziness happening on Twitter. Quinyon, thanks. You're a golf guy. Save me. These guys are trying to get me off the golf conversation because they don't understand, especially Marshawn and TMZ, how insane this story legitly is. This might be, like, I'm going to date myself. I mean, even the non-golf people remember when the breaking news was that Tiger Woods had a driver thrown through his back windshield by his, at the time, wife because of the cheating scandal coming out. Like, this is actually right in the middle of the second major of the year. One of the most prestigious golf tournaments to win a year. This is happening in the middle of it. Not in some random backyard or driveway or at a bar. This is literally out in front of Valhalla Golf Club. It's an insane thing, K1, and nobody understands it. Well, few do. Derek does, Steve does, Judd. Some people understand. But K1 or Marshawn just don't get it. DRC, yeah. If Scotty's lawyer can't get, I love how you guys always throw the cherry bombs in there. But if Scottie Scheffler needs a lawyer, yeah, we're just going to do the ad read right now, and I'm going to ad-lib this ad read real quick here because I want to help Scottie Scheffler get out of jail. If you are hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident or wrongfully arrested out in front of Valhalla Golf Club, call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Law Firm. Cherry Law Firm is here to fight for you and get you what you deserve. Cherry Injury Law is a dedicated, well-established golf and personal injury law firm built on the promise of aiding the seriously injured throughout the state of Pennsylvania, and maybe he can help in the state of Kentucky. Give him a call, 610-565-0300. Again, Scottie Scheffler, if you are listening, Scottie Scheffler's caddy, or agent, if you are listening, Scotty Scheffler's wife, if you are listening, call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David Archeri fight for your rights and get you out of jail in Kentucky. Again, 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. I think Big Al should clip that ad read out and send it to David Archeri. I'm going to try to find out how I can get David Archeri on this show next week to talk about the Scotty. Actually, no, I'll save that. I'll get David Archeri on Fairway to Heaven next week to talk about the legal implications of this situation, how it plays out. Especially, not especially. Yeah. Minnesota going to beat Denver in Game 7. I didn't even look at last night's basketball results. Did Minnesota get it to a Game 6 because Denver was up 3-2? That sucks. No, I don't want. No offense. See, I'm torn, Marshawn, on the Minnesota Timberwolves because Anthony Edwards is one of my 5 favorite basketball players in the NBA right now. No particular order, but he's in that top 5. Love watching him play, but I absolutely can't stand Karl Anthony Towns, the most overrated, overhyped big man in the NBA. And I just love watching good team basketball, and that's Denver. So I'm torn. I want to see more Anthony Edwards, but I don't want to see any more Karl Anthony Towns. So that's my answer there. I hope Denver wins that game. Don't let this golf news distract you from your newest franchise, the Philadelphia Water Dogs. Well, they're not the newest. Well, I guess they're the newest. This is year 2 for the Philadelphia. I couldn't even have told you, Muffler Mike, that the Water Dogs season 2 was starting. I normally wait for my man Cole Thompson, who came on this show last year to promote season 1 of the Water Dogs. Who would have known? Who would have known? The Arena Football League can't survive, but the PLL has survived for a season 2. Jeez. That's right. Scotty needs it. Dude, what would it be like if I got David Archeri on Fairway to Heaven or Trend in the AM to talk the legal aspect of this wrongful arrest of Scotty Scheffler? Golf talk is a prison term? No. It's great. I'm just going to like all these. There's way too many cherry comments coming in and laughy faces. It was the best cherry read. I mean, it's just perfect. It's perfect timing. Perfect time for a David Archeri read. I'm going to try to get David Archeri somehow on a show soon. We're trying. Really, I you know what? Normally before the show, I check ESPN box scores. I go not just local. I go all over it. I search through Twitter. I go all over to get all the news, even if they're not on the agenda, just to have some information for you guys when you guys ask questions like that randomly, Marshawn. But as soon as I got on Twitter this morning, all I saw was Scotty Scheffler, and that was all my focus, was just Scotty Scheffler. That's it. Yeah, I mean, pretty damn solid ad placement right there. I mean, it can't get any better than that. Having a famous athlete arrested and the breaking news as you're reading the David Archeri ad read. I also love Ant but hate Cat. So I'm really torn on that. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's, and I don't know why I don't like Cat. I think he's soft. Even though he shoots and scores a lot, I don't think he's a guy that can really affect the outcome of a game in like crunch time. I still, even though that whole chokehold thing with Ben Simmons years ago, I think that was Karl Anthony Towns. Maybe I'm holding it against him and I don't even know. I don't know. I just can't stand Karl Anthony Towns. He's just rubbed me the wrong way far too much throughout his career. Talking about how great he is all the time. He's not got, talking about Scotty Scheffler, Mr. Humble himself. Karl Anthony Towns got no humbleness in him whatsoever. Buffalo Mike is a wild name. I want to find his comment again. Oh my God. Just to put that name. Muffler Mike. It's just a name. Man. SGA versus Ant. Man, I just want to see the two of them go one-on-one. They're them two and Tyrese Maxey, the 3 best young men in the NBA. Not just because they're great basketball players. They seem like great guys. They're happy all the time. They do things the right way. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey winning the Joe Dumars Sportsmanship of the Year award. And if you haven't seen the video of his parents presenting him with the award in his house, I mean, he just rolled into his house. It looks like he still lives at home with his parents. Walks in the front door, and there's his parents there with a camera crew, and he's like, what? Like, he had this look like, what the hell's going on? Complete and total surprise. There's nobody more sportsman-like than Tyrese Maxey. But the NBA is in very good hands with some really great, potentially generational type talent in SGA, like Ant, like Maxey, and I'm sure there's a few others. They're just the three I'm talking about right this second. But they're in good hands going forward with young, positive energy type people in SGA, Ant, and so on. Sports law, yeah. The planets are aligning. Yeah, we're doing it. That cop got dragged. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's calling David Archeri today. Somebody. K1 is a Zodiac gal. We need cherry analysis. I am now. I say throw away the key on the Schefter. It's not even Schefter. It's Scheffler. Scheffler. I want to believe. What do you believe in him? He just doesn't have that dog in him. Karl-Anthony Towns, yeah. No. Okay, so yeah, it was. Karl-Anthony Towns was involved in the choking. It wasn't Karl-Anthony Towns like tapping out to a Ben Simmons chokehold. The only time Ben Simmons did anything positive for the Sixers, choking Karl-Anthony Towns out when he tried to attack Joel Embiid. I think that's how it played out. And that's not the only reason why I don't like him. That's just one of them. Arrogant pain in the ass. Way too much ego with nothing to show for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Karl-Anthony Towns or Chip Kelly? I'm assuming you were asking who do I dislike more. I mean, Chip Kelly's in the news a lot right now because of D-Jax and Shady. But Karl-Anthony Towns probably is less liked by me than Chip Kelly. Cavs are done. Yeah, they already lost their series. And that was part of my Sixers notes for today on this show. And we only got 45 minutes left in the show. We've talked nothing really Philly sports related. But there are going to be a lot of rumors about Donavon Mitchell being available in a trade this offseason. And let me repeat what I've said before. I do not want Donavon Mitchell anywhere in Philadelphia with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. I want zero Donavon Mitchell on the Sixers. You will hear me say LeBron. You'll hear me discuss Paul George. You'll hear me discuss every big-name player. And of all the big-name players, the person I say no the most on is Donavon Mitchell. Donavon Mitchell is not a winner. Donavon Mitchell is the complete opposite of what we need. Someone that's going to come up big and take over a game in crunch time of an NBA playoff closeout game. Don Mitchell's not that guy. Don Mitchell would hinder us more than help us. You think it was bad under James Harden? Don Mitchell's the same thing, just younger. And less ego, maybe a slightly bit less of an ego than James Harden. Mavs going to the finals. I'm actually all for that. I can't believe Luka Doncic hasn't played in the finals yet. Luka is also one of my favorite players in the NBA. Guy looks slow as molasses, yet he gets by everybody. Does it all. I've seen rumors of questioning his character a little bit. Might be a little bit arrogant, but you know what? I love him. And Kyrie Irving has kept his mouth shut and been pretty well behaved. His numbers have gone down this year, but Kyrie Irving there as well. I would love to see the Mavs make a run at the finals and a title. That's why Maxey ain't getting no whistle, because he's a Sportsmanship of the Year award winner. Really? I mean, that's actually kind of a weirdly, maybe interesting topic. I'm writing that down. Why no whistles? I don't even know if I can read my own notes. It's interesting, Marshawn. It really is interesting that he's too nice, and that's why he doesn't get it. Yeah, Cavs been done. They lost, 2-3 days ago? Nuggets got wrecked. Okay. Again, I missed that. NBA is fixed, man. Oh, of course it is. To an extent. PLL is in season 6. This is just okay. Just the first season. The teams are location based. Well, and Muffler Mike, the Wooder Dogs are going into their second season. I didn't know they were all in the same location before. There is a market for lacrosse in Philadelphia. I remember back in the late 90s when the Philadelphia Wings were the best team in indoor lacrosse, winning championships, dominating. They were selling out whatever the Wells Fargo Center was called back then. First Union Center, the Wachovia Center, whatever it was called back in the late 90s. The Wings were, well, maybe it was even earlier than late. Maybe it was like mid-90s. That was in high school, when the Wings were Fred. So there is a market for lacrosse in Philadelphia. There really is. That 2510 show healed my soul. The what? The 2510 show? I'm not even sure what you're getting at there. I've been waiting a decade for those guys to come to. Oh, okay. 2510, the McCoy D-Jack show. Gotcha. Dude, insanity. Like, on one hand, I loved hearing them crush and say basically F Chip Kelly. On the other hand, we already knew that about Chip Kelly. And I don't like the negative distraction to the Philadelphia Eagles that it brings up. Now, most of the Eagles were not here then. Lane Johnson was here. So now Lane Johnson is probably going to have to answer questions about it. I just don't like I didn't see the need, Judd, at this point to rehash what was a very disappointing, terrible, bad on this. I don't even know what you want to call it. I just didn't see the need to bring this topic up again. And I know their podcast is new and their show is new and they're trying to get ratings and get followers and people to find them. And using this topic definitely brought eyes to their show. I get it. I would love to ask D-Jax or LaShawn that very thought process of mine. Was it necessary to rehash all these years? Well, we're talking 10 years now, right? Do we really need to rehash it 10 years later? We all knew the case and what happened. ESP gets slandered nonstop for it, rightfully so. Even though it wasn't even his article, it was co-authored with it. Nobody's talking about the other guy that wrote it. Whatever, it doesn't matter what his name is. Yes, it does. Get it right. It would be ironic if a guy named Cat has that dog in him. Yeah, he don't got no dog in him. Karl Anthony Towns. I'm sick of Celtics. Well, the world is. D-Jackson Shady throwing down on Chip was epic. It was epic, but was it necessary at this time? I don't know. I don't know if it was necessary. So I got messages coming in on my phone. Completely. Knicks can close out. Knicks are going to close out tonight, yes. We're talking Donavon. No, we're not talking. We're talking about the fact that there are other people talking about it, and I want zero to do with it. It would be the absolute it would be a bigger mistake than the James Harden trade. It would be a bigger mistake than signing Paul George to max contract. It might not be as big of a mistake as Tobias Harris max contract, but it would be pretty damn close. There's so much wrong and so much bad that would come from that. I think it would be a complete, total, utter disaster on the court, off the court, all around. Friends don't let friends trade for Don Mitchell. Yeah, but yet after this season, Don Mitchell's going to be on his third team in 4 years, 5 years. Don Mitchell, overhyped. Overhyped. And you know what? The thing is, the guy can score. Problem is, he wants to be the guy, the number one option on a team. He's not good enough to be the number one, but he doesn't know how to defer to a number one. You put him on the Sixers with Embiid and Maxey, he's the de facto 2B because Joel is number one, whether we like it or not. Tyrese Maxey is a budding superstar about to sign a max 5-year, $200-300 million contract. Then you throw Donovan Mitchell in it. And he's going to demand the ball from those guys. And when he doesn't get it, he's going to throw a stink and demand out of another city. I hate when a player can't get his team over the hump, so says, I'm out. Now, I don't know if you got to stay as long as Dame Lillard stayed in Portland and give him that many chances, but one bad year, I'm out. I hate it. Is that a hockey reference? I couldn't even tell you who's in the hockey playoffs right now. I want Ingram, Drummond, and bench depth. We laid out a scenario the other day on how to get Brandon Ingram and and Deontay Murray. So your starting four would be Maxey and Murray in the backcourt, Ingram as your three. Maybe you convince Batum to come back as your four, and Joel Embiid. And it still leaves you enough cap space if you time it all right to sign a solid bench. You can have Oubre coming off your bench. You can have Campaign coming off your bench, Andre Drummond or Jonas Valanciunas or whatever his name is coming off your bench. I'm into the Ingram and Murray conversation right now. Right now, today on May 17th, my eyes are going towards that as the best scenario for this current Sixers organization. Nobody named Donavon will be clutch in Philly. Wasn't there a soccer player named Donavon? Maybe he wasn't in Philly. Maybe he was on Team USA or something like that. Dallas Stars. Well, I know who the Dallas hockey team is. I don't know who's in the playoffs. I don't know how far deep into the NHL playoffs we are. Nothing. We got breaking news. Unfortunately for you guys, David Archerry did his job. Scotty Scheffler is released and on his way to a golf course. I'm going to not fact check Steve. I'm going to assume Steve is being honest. No charges were pressed by Shooter McGavin. Mavs versus Celtics. Kyrie gets his. Ooh. That's a story that only NBA fans would like, not casual fans. But I like that storyline. I like that. Now you're writing like Brian's a writer. Brian writes novels, Marshall, and you're writing a novel right there. The backstory is there. The storytelling. You can make a whole entire story around this. Get the Knicks out of here. Exactly. TMC, get out. Celtics tick me off. They all do. Buffalo Mike. I love it. I love it. I don't care what the name means. I'm putting it up there. Get Phil's Amazon best-selling book, How to Kill the Algo. Stop. Steve Fuentes. David Archerry. Yeah, David Archerry is so... You know what? David Archerry did such a good job. I'm giving him a second. I'm putting his name up on the screen a second time. Just for the fact that he got Scotty Scheffler out of jail so quickly. Bonus. A second promotion for David Archerry of the Cherry Law Firm. Just going to say. Brian, if you're still listening, Brian was a lawyer at one point. Maybe Brian could be my legal counsel on this show. Brian, you ready to be a legal counsel? Tom Hagen's office got involved. Oh, yeah. Tom Hagen don't got to do nothing. He just got to say, yo, let my guy out. Thank you. It was a very nice dinner. I'm going to return home immediately because the Don does not like to have his news delayed or however the line goes. Wasn't expecting that to be my Godfather quote of the day, so I wasn't prepared for that one. It'll be like it never happened. He's going to have to answer a hell of a lot of questions. None of the Chip Kelly conversation distracting us from Jalen's proverbial clock. Whose clock? Yeah, over 10 years at this point. It's crazy. Thumbs up. How many likes we got on this video? Make sure you guys are pounding that like button, subscribe button, follow button, wherever you're watching, retweet, whatever. Real men spell Carl with a C. Yeah. 500. I wish. Links to my PayPal and YouTube down below. Always greatly appreciate it. A shekel or two thrown my way. Let's talk Don Mitchell pros and cons. Make your case like Cherry. Pros, he knows how to get a basket. Cons, he's never done anything successful in his career. What coffee or coffer place will we all meet up at in 30 years to bitch about kids these days? I don't know. If I even make it 30 more years. John, I agree with this. I think a star is a void. You don't need a star. You need a well-constructed roster. Now, bringing in Brandon Ingram, I don't consider that bringing in a star. That's just bringing in a really good wing player that can score. I'd be okay with OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, any of those type of guys. Not Siakam specifically, but that type of guy. I'm fine with it. You don't need another superstar. You don't need another max player. You need guys that are going to fit with Embiid and Maxey. That is beyond belief, number one. Most important thing there is. You need players that fit with those two. And again, I've said it 1,000 times. And Judge, you haven't been here for a month or two. Since the end of the Sixers season, we've talked countless times on this show. Hell, I've talked last year countless times on this show. How much I do not trust Daryl Morey to make this critical offseason. Don't like it. Rookie Donovan Mitchell is greater than rookie Ben Simmons. Yeah. The only good thing Ben Simmons did was get the Rookie of the Year from Donovan. Still trying to make his case. He's been bitter ever since then. He should have been. I don't know. He's out. He's free. He's a free man. Scottie Scheffler is out. I can't wait till the show ends so I can go on Twitter and find the videos of him. Someone photoshopped Scottie Scheffler in prison gear. I got to share this, guys. I know you want off of this, but this is hilarious. This is literally a riot to me. Deadspin Photoshop Scottie Scheffler's mugshot. I love it. This is obviously fake, guys. Just so you know. But that is freaking hilarious. I love it. We're not talking about Ingram being a key piece. We're talking about him being a piece. I think we're past Brandon Ingram, the star player. But Brandon Ingram can go out there and be a major upgrade over what Tobias Harris gave to this team, Marshawn. Brandon Ingram will go out there and get you 18 points a game. When you need him to, he can go out there and get you 30. He is going to be the third scoring option that I expected, hoped that Tobias Harris would be based off of his contract. That's all. We're asking Brandon Ingram or whoever's in that role to be a better version of Tobias Harris. Okay? Let's be realistic about Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris was really brought here to be a 3, but he played the 4. He was too small and slow to play the 3, or too big and slow to play the 3, not big enough and strong enough to play the 4. Tobias Harris just doesn't have a position in today's NBA. Brandon Ingram could be that 3. Third option and play the small forward role. Not talking about him being a $50 million man. Just a part of the puzzle to complete this team. Who cares? Nobody does. The I'm out team. LeBron, Mitchell, Durant, Harden, and Irving. I think Brian in the comments texted me. He's my old college roommate, one of my best buddies ever. Asked me about Kevin Durant. Would I be interested in him? And I don't know if I really want Kevin Durant either. I would take Kevin Durant over Donovan Mitchell, of course. But that's about it. But, dude, look at that team. LeBron, Donovan, KD, Harden, and Kyrie. There's so much talent in those 5. But so much disappointment in that 5. Mitchell and Harden never won crap. Durant had to join Steph and Clay to win a title. LeBron's the second greatest basketball player of all time. And Kyrie Irving is Mr. Clutch in the NBA Finals, but he can't get to the finals very often. That's a hell of a disappointing team right there. Morey can land Murray and Ingram with 5 picks and no players to trade. I've been told you don't need to trade salary for salary in the offseason when you're under the cap. So the Sixers are under the cap, so technically they wouldn't need to trade any players. You trade three picks for Murray, 2 for Ingram. I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. I'm just suggesting it. Get it done. If Daryl Morey is some special executive elite, one of the greatest of all time, which people actually do say that, then get it done. Tell me Murray and Ingram on this team would not make us better. We got bone. I must be far behind. We got bonus cherry bombs in the comments. Not serious about winning is the over 36-year-olds list of guys in free agent rotation. First time in an accident, let David. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man, you guys are a riot. Riot. Brett, what's up? Yeah, we don't have any need for actually, we do have a need for a physical therapist today. I want you to talk about, will Scotty Scheffler's wrist bother him when he goes to tee off in about an hour or two after being in handcuffs for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever he was in handcuffs for? So, will his golf swing be affected by this? Scotty Scheffler. So, not that I doubt it, Steve. Breaking news on Get Up. Scotty Scheffler arrested, processed, and released as he's getting that police escort back to the stadium or to the course. You're not wrong about that, Marshawn. But I'm not like these other teams that just keep passing superstars around. I'm going to keep riding it out with my superstar and try to build around him the right way. The Philly fan base would eat Donavon alive. He's not built. I thoroughly agree with this. 1,000% agree with this, okay? Scheffler caught 4 charges. Well, don't piss off. Did they say what the charges were? I got to go on Twitter now. I got to. Yeah, even Adam Schefter is reporting breaking news on this situation. That's how big of a deal it is. Somebody, a person, someone like you are me. Yeah. I mean, I'm paging through Twitter trying to find out about the charges and stuff like that. But Emiliano Grillo, who's a PGA Tour golfer, I think he won earlier this year or late last year. He's got some wins. He's been around for a little while. Emiliano Grillo did just tweet out that, and I don't know how to even respond to it. Basically, talking about this whole Scotty Scheffler news is taking away from the news that a pedestrian was struck and killed by a bus this morning, which caused the traffic delay that caused Scotty Scheffler to be arrested. The domino effects start from that, and no one's talking about the person that was tragically, his life was cut short this morning by a bus accident, which reports are that the pedestrian was walking in a bus lane, not in a a crosswalk or anything like that. So whatever, but I don't know what about Grillo's comment or not, but let's not forget about that as well in the golf conversation. My plan is Caruso and OG as the foundation for this offseason. Grit, defense, toughness, smarts. I know a lot of people are going to want Caruso. My question with Caruso is, for those, there was a report coming out of Chicago that Chicago is not ready to move on from DeMar DeRozan because they still feel that they can make that team, DeRozan, Levine, is Vucevic still there, Caruso, they could still win with that group. How? I don't know. I don't think they can. I think they should blow it up. But the rumors are that they think that they want to run it back and tweak it one more time. So I don't know if Caruso is even a realistic option for a lot of the Sixers nation that seems to want him. W from the Justices. Well, he is free. So now we don't have to talk about it anymore? Is that all you want? AB posted him too. What? I'm sorry. Anyone is a major upgrade from Tobias. Exactly. You and I scored as much points as Tobias in Game 6. Yeah. I legit wonder if they, I know. Maybe that's the other person that we're laughing at his name about. Why did Stephanie McMahon double malfunction pop up in my short feed? What? I don't know what you're doing, what you're watching. It is hilarious. Nuggets only scored 70 against the T-Wolves, almost as much as Embiid scored by himself. Yeah. Nuggets are still winning that series. Wardrobe. I got what you said. Moses Malone joined the Sixers to win his only ring. Why we shame people for ring chasing? We don't shame people for ring chasing per se. I didn't shame Dame Lillard for leaving Portland, but he tried. Maybe too long. Donovan Mitchell hasn't tried anywhere. He's been in the league, 6 years? He went from Utah to Cleveland. Now he's getting out of Cleveland already. Like, give it 3 to 4 years. Try to figure it out. If Joel Embiid said at some point this offseason that he wanted out because he wanted to win a title, I would kind of feel for him because he's given his all. for 6-7 years now. It's not a thing about ring chasing. It's ring chasing year to year that bothers me, especially when you don't do anything to try and help your team win that ring. Donovan Mitchell hasn't done anything to help his team win a ring. He's come up small, just like James Harden in the playoffs every single year. That's just my opinion. My opinion is the only one that matters. The cop needs physical treatment. Yeah. Call David R. Cherry from the Cherry Law Firm. We only shame the face of the NBA for ring chasing. It's weak. You already got the whistles. Philly fan base would eat KD alive. The KD connection that Brian had brought up with me, look, he does own a part of the Philadelphia Union. He's a minority owner there. So there's that connection. I think he's got a home in New York, only 2 hours north of us. So there is a loose connection to get him here. But I don't know about, just like I don't think Donovan Mitchell would be a good fit next to Embiid and Maxey. Don't know if Durant would be either. We need toughness, athleticism, rebounding, guys that run the floor. That's what we need. Kevin Durant's not that guy. Second degree is assault of police felony. Third degree criminal mischief. Reckless driving, disregarding. Holy shit. Brian O'Rourke, are you in the comment section? David R. Cherry, are you in the comment section? Tell me what kind of criminal or legal issues that these charges can set. You're saying it there, and it's just popping up from Mike Greenberg and the caddy, talking from Valhalla right now. Second degree assault on a police officer. What kind of charges could he be facing? Holy shit. Kind of like the idea of Donovan or DeRozan with Mitchell or with Maxey and Embiid. He fits the third guy role and doesn't demand the ball that much. Solid rebound game. Yeah, he doesn't shoot the three. And you need guys that can drop threes around Embiid. But, yeah, I could see it. I can. It depends on the price. DeRozan is just price related to me. We shake Durant because we wanted to leave good situations each time. Dame, Barkley, Moses, etc. left bad situations. Sadly, would be the same for Joel. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement from you, Brett. I do. Damian Lillard was sitting in his Milwaukee home saying, I could have lost in the first round in Portland. Pretty much, yeah. For those that have followed me a long time, I'm a huge Dame Lillard fan. And it's just funny how this show has gone. I planned on talking Eagles. I started off talking golf. And now we're in basketball talk, which was as distantly part of today's show as expected. I shared this show on Facebook in golf and football Facebook groups. Didn't share it in one Sixers group. I didn't think we were going to talk Sixers today much. But I was kind of always on board wanting Dame here in Philly. Hell, 2 years ago, before Maxey blew up, I said trade Tyrese Maxey for Dame Lillard. And then last offseason, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm over the Dame time because it took him so long, and I just don't know. But now I'm thinking, do we make it out of the first round of the NBA playoffs? Do we have a better standing in the Eastern Conference if we would have traded for Dame Lillard? Now, we wouldn't have traded Maxey. We wouldn't have traded Embiid for him. We would have had no Tobias Harris all year because you would have had to have put Harris in the deal for, the contracts to work in the middle of the season or last offseason. Would this team, how much better would this team have been if Dame Lillard was on the Sixers instead of Tobias Harris this past season? We saw, knowing how Dame Lillard's season in Milwaukee went, would it have been that much better? Probably. We hate Durant. But we would all be rushing to get Durant Sixers jerseys if he became a Sixer. My opinion is the only one that matters, or where your opinion matters. Make up your mind. No, my opinions matter. Your opinions matter. I'm just telling you your opinions are wrong sometimes. What's up, Big Al? Big Al, you got to go back and catch the David R. Cherry ad read calling out Scottie Scheffler. That is why Scottie Scheffler has been released so quickly from prison, because I told David R. Cherry on this show about it. And I need David R. Cherry to appear immediately to talk about Scottie Scheffler's charges. Kentucky, second-degree assault on a police officer is 5 to 10 years. Oh, my God. You guarantee Scottie Scheffler ain't doing a second of jail time. Guarantee you. No way, shape, or form. Oh my God, that is so hilarious that the world number one is facing 5 to 10 years in jail. But he's going to, in about an hour, tee it off in the second round of the PGA Championship. Dame Lillard shares the same luck as CP3 and Tracy McGrady. You know what? I could do a whole show just talking about Tracy McGrady, Marshawn. Just in my thoughts that if Tracy McGrady would have stayed healthy in his career, that Tracy McGrady might have been able to have the talent to go down as one of the 10 best basketball players of all time. Like he was when he first came into the league. I was in awe. Maybe it was because I was a younger person at the time and not as knowledgeable of the game at the time. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But when I was young and I saw Tracy McGrady on the court for the first time, I'm like, damn, this guy is good. This guy is really, really, really good. I planned on talking Eagles. My fans wanted the Eagles. I talked golf. Look, the title of the show is trending. If you don't know what the word trending means, Google it. Just saying. Chuck E. Cheese brawler. Yeah. I don't know if Big Al is a Chuck E. Cheese brawler like he said yesterday. I think Big Al is more like the guy that, wears the Chuck E. Cheese costume as a side job to pay for his bills and stuff like that. Not much better. AI was facing 20 years of jail time and got off clean. Yeah. Look, Scotty Scheffler ain't doing a second of jail time. And real quick here, as we get to the final 15, 20 of the show, what Scotty Scheffler might need a drink after today's round of golf. So even though he's in Kentucky, he's got the money. He should go to Dolan's Bar in Ridley Park, 24 East Sellers Avenue, 19078, right off of I-95, really close to the Philly airport. He could fly into Philly airport, hop in an Uber, not driving himself because he doesn't want to get in trouble for driving again. Take an Uber down to Dolan's Bar. 65 years nestled in the small town of Ridley Park. They have quintessential Irish American dive bar. Thrived off of their treating their patrons like family. Great music, food, drinks, giveaways. You never know. A Philly sports icon might walk through the door. So go to Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue. Maybe you'll see Scotty Scheffler having a drink later today. Tell PJ EOP and trending in the AM is where you heard about them. Look at this. Scotty Scheffler helping me with my ad reads all day. All day. And I love it. I love it. Sorry, guys. Can't help it. To me, this Scotty news is massive, massively entertaining, hilarious. I think that the script writers for Happy Gilmore 2 are editing the script as we speak to throw this scenario into the movie. I would be shocked if there was not some kind of, joke made about Scotty Scheffler being arrested in Happy Gilmore. On a side note, and I know we don't like talking golf, it is officially greenlit. There's been rumors for a little while now, but officially greenlit. It was announced last night. I saw it this morning, this morning, whatever, that Netflix is producing with Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore 2, a direct sequel to Happy Gilmore 1 on Netflix. I will re-sign up for Netflix for one day to watch this movie. My question is, do we want a Happy Gilmore 2? We always talk Goodfellas and Godfathers. We rarely talk comedies on this show. Happy Gilmore, one of the best. Do we need and do we want a Happy Gilmore 2? I think it's a very valid question. I don't even know how they're going to, 20 plus years later, reconnect this story because they're all older. In theory, the Happy Gilmore universe, the golfers would be older and not on the PGA Tour anymore. I'm really not sure whether I need a Happy Gilmore 2. Now, I'm going to watch it. I'm sure it's going to be funny. Most Adam Sandler Netflix stuff sucks ass, but that's another subject. Big Al's undefeated at Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know if that's an undefeated record you want to brag about, Marshawn. I don't think anybody's bragging about their undefeated Chuck E. Cheese boxing match record. That's right. Scotty Scheffler. You guys might not care about the Scotty Scheffler story, but you guys are loving the Scotty Scheffler ad reads today for sure. Good morning, Joe. Welcome to the show this morning. I can't imagine that phone call to his wife this morning. Yo, hon, I got arrested. Scotty, I got a newborn at home and you're messing around and going to jail. Well, maybe Scotty didn't want to go home. Good old country boy. He's like, I need a good night's sleep after the baby crying. I'm just going to go spend the night in jail. There's so many great jokes that come out of this. Two of the biggest stories in golf in my life involved players in cars. Weird. I wish Happy Gilmore 2 came out with, yeah, it's a shame that Carl Weathers won't be able to reprise his role as Chubbs. Well, I mean, he was already dead in the Happy Gilmore universe, but they could have still had him in heaven helping Happy out. Yeah, it's sad. Two biggest stories in golf would be Tiger Woods, what? His car crash or his wife throwing the driver in the back windshield and causing that. So there's two big Tiger Woods stories and now this big Scotty Scheffler story. Yeah, not without. So you don't need a Happy Gilmore 2 without Carl Weathers. I agree. Rob Schneider, happy to get hit the work though. Yeah, Rob Schneider is in every single Adam Sandler movie ever created. If today's Scotty arrest isn't included in Happy Gilmore 2, then no, I don't. Exactly. Happy Gilmore 2 is rewriting its script immediately to get this story into the movie. Guarantee it. That Sandler and Aniston movies are pretty. I don't know about that. They did two of them. I've watched both of them. One of them was just god-awful atrocious, and my wife and I made dumb jokes about it for literally weeks on end. The second one, the sequel to it, was manageable, but that's it. The basketball movie Adam Sandler did, which was based in Philly, that wasn't bad. It was a little cheesy, but it wasn't bad. It was a good story. It just wasn't well written, but it was okay. But most Adam Sandler Netflix movies are not very good, my man. Yeah, not good at all. You're bragging. Again, you should not be bragging about being undefeated at Chuck E. Cheese in fighting mascots. I don't think that that's something that you should be. Big Al, what does the missus think of this? Because I'm guessing she would probably agree with me that it's not something to brag about. Tiger Woods didn't want to come home for real. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. K1 can always rely on you for the assist. Yes, he can. Tiger with his wife chasing him out of the driveway forgot about his car crash, too. Yeah, I mean, the Tiger Woods get chased by his wife, and she threw his driver or three-wood to the back of the back windshield. That was crazy story. And then all the hookers that came out that were being paid by Tiger. That was a crazy story. Crazy drama. Car accident was just sad and life-threatening. And I know it's life-threatening because I had a similar leg injury, where my leg almost got amputated in an accident. So I know the pain that Tiger goes through every single day walking, let alone on a golf course. Kevin Nealon, he'll be a part of it, hopefully, yeah. Ray Romano has a good movie around his son and basketball. Somewhere in Queens, kids get recruited to Drexel in the movie. Wow. Drexel Dragons? I spent 1 year at Drexel. Didn't like it there. My freshman year was Malik Rose's senior year. We rubbed shoulders a few times, I like to say, in the gym. But my sister graduated from Drexel. My father graduated from Drexel. So that's pretty cool. It's a great school. Great to get that little press in a movie. F in chat for Happy Grandma. Yeah. Is Adam Sandler a Knicks fan or a Celtics fan? He's a fan of whoever he feels like that day. Talk about a flip-flopper. Still amazes me he cheated with a Perkins waitress when he had what he had at home. He had a supermodel at home. He's going banging the Perkins waitress. Interesting. Tiger Woods and Scotty equals Spider-Man memes. Yeah, basically. It's the most Delco award. What? Winning? Having the best. You can't be the only man in Delco with an undefeated record against the 16-year-old behind the Chuck E. Cheese mask. Just saying, Big Al. On top of the fact that you're bragging about undefeated, you do realize most likely the person you beat up was a 16-year-old. Most likely. So they ain't getting. You either beat up a 16-year-old behind that mask or a homeless man they had playing the character behind that mask. So that's a really big brag. You're flexing those muscles on that one. Everybody Loves Raymond is my kind of show. I think Everybody Loves Raymond is an extremely underappreciated show. It's extremely funny. There's a great family story there going on, but the comedy is probably way underappreciated. Ray Romano in general is probably an underappreciated comedian. the fact that it aired at the same time as like Seinfeld and Friends and like same era, and a few other great comedies, probably, keeps it out of people's minds. But on a side note, yeah, I think Everybody Loves Raymond is probably an extremely underappreciated show for sure. Tiger Woods was Wilt Chamberlain. He literally was trying to break Wilt Chamberlain's record, Eric. It was a dad, not Chuck. Oh, I thought you fought Chuck E. Cheese himself. That's what I'm remembering. It's only a cool award if you're beating up on Chuck E. Cheese, not the dad that was too poor to take his kid. No, I'm just kidding. Big Al throws hands for some pepperoni slices. Pepperoni is the most overrated pizza topping, so not worth it. I'm not copping any charges, Marshawn, for a slice of pepperoni pizza. And most people in those costumes are women. Oh, my God. So he not only beat up a child or a homeless man, he beat up a female homeless child, basically. We're just throwing it all together there. Ray Romano, everyone loved, and Men of a Certain Age, two great shows. Ray Romano did a pretty low-budget, cheesy, but very good, underappreciated comedy. I forget what it was called. He basically ran for president against Gene Hackman in the movie. And I forget, the chick was from ER. I forget the name of the movie, like Mooseport or something like that. Ray Romano's a funny guy. Not funny like a clown. Not funny like I amuse you. Funny guy. Frank steals the show. It's funny that in Ray Romano, in Everybody Loves Raymond, and in Seinfeld, they nailed the supporting cast parents perfectly. Jerry Stiller in Seinfeld, Frank in that. I mean, Ray Romano's mom in that show. Fantastic casting of that character. Next celebrity boxing match. Big Al versus Big Sills. Ooh, I like it. I like it. As long as I could be the ringside doctor for Big Al. It's an inside joke, guys. Just so you know. Inside joke there. Nothing but respect for Chuck E. Cheese. Preakness this weekend. Betting on the ponies. What? Who? Huh? No, I don't bet ponies. I don't bet horses. I probably would throw a $5 bet out there if DraftKings didn't make it so difficult. I don't feel like downloading a new app, signing up, transfer. I don't feel like doing all that stuff. Like if DraftKings made it easy where I go to the Sportsbook DraftKings app and just place a bet, I'd probably throw $5 on it, but I could care less. I know nothing about horse racing. Running for mayor, welcome to Newsport. Okay, gotcha. I just vaguely remember this movie, Brett, and I remember laughing at it. I think I watched it like on vacation, like in my hotel room, like at night or something like that, or in the morning when I was hungover. I mean, like, this is pretty funny. What was the chick's name? I think it was Ray Romano's girlfriend or wife in the movie. She was in ER, I believe. She was a pretty good actress and on. She did some comedy and some serious roles. Big Al, well, Sunny Dog walks Corleo. Yeah. What Phil doesn't have, I have DraftKings, but to bet on the horses, they had to create a separate app for just horse race betting. And you've got to download it. And your account links, but you got to download it. You got to sign up an account and then link it. It's like a whole process. Like, I don't get it. Just add it to your, like, there's got to be some rule or law why you can't have it on the same app. I don't know. It's stupid. Use his full name, Charles Entertainment Cheese, people. That's some very, very good Chuck E. Cheese knowledge right there. It was more Tierney. It was. I just couldn't think of her name off the top of my head. Legend has it that they have Big Al's jersey hanging on the Chuck E. Cheese ceiling. Oh man, it's like Al Bundy, still living in his high school football jersey because he scored 4 touchdowns for Polk High to win the state championship. Big Al still living legend at Chuck E. Cheese for the next 50 years. Preakness is Saturday or attorney. Love betting the ponies the old school way with a bookie, Mr. Rush. Well, I had a very bad experience with a bookie, Steve. That's a story for off the air. So I gave up betting after my bookie and I had a little run-in. And then didn't start betting again until it was legalized in the state of Pennsylvania. Write your congressman. We need streamlined DraftKings apps to facilitate are degenerate, not compulsive, degenerate gambling habits. Big Al really needed that last slice. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Guys, you're watching Training the AM right here on Edge of Philly Sports. It's been a weird and wacky Friday here on the show. We talked literally I can't say we talked zero Eagles because Marshawn did try to get me off of the golf talk by bringing Britton Covey conversation into it. Next time Marshawn should do a better job at trying to change the topic. Britton Covey really ain't gonna swing the pendulum on the topic too much. But I literally talked no Eagles today, which is great because it saves all the Eagles conversations for next week. We'll have plenty to talk about with the Eagles. I literally talked zero about the Phillies today. Getting into a beef with countless people because I had a stupid little tweet. Now it's up to like 50,000 impressions and comments galore calling me an idiot and stuff like that. So, we didn't get into half the things I wanted to talk. We didn't get into 90% of things we wanted to talk about today. But it is what it is. It's been a great week. It's been a great show. But make sure you hit that subscribe button to EOP because 7-day-a-week programming. We got the Fighting Phillies final later tonight. That's the only thing. Steel Steps has been moved to tomorrow. The Steel Steps crew are going to be live at a wrestling event tonight, and then they'll be talking about it tomorrow on Saturday morning. So there'll be a morning show tomorrow. Talking wrestling tomorrow, Steel Steps. So make sure you check out Joey Woods and the crew there tomorrow at 9 a.m. on this channel. Got the hiccups here. But we got lots of stuff happening at Edge of Philly, so make sure you're locked in. Yeah, that's right, for sure. Legend has it. Chuck E. Cheese plays a Rocky theme when Big Al walks in. That's a winning comment right there. EOP got more programs than your local Oh, my God. That might be taking it a little far, but maybe not. Might be taking it too far, but I'm the one laughing at it. Guys, make sure you're locked into EOP, the number one sports network here in Philadelphia. This is the number one morning show in Philadelphia. Hands down, guaranteed. The only one that covers all the trending topics, Philadelphia and worldwide, whether it's the Eagles, the Sixers, or world golf number one, Scottie Scheffler being arrested and released and charged with second-degree felony charge of assault on a police officer. Oh, my God. I don't know. I don't know what to say. This is hilarious, guys. EOP got more show times than your local Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. Ending the week on a high note. Yeah, something like that. Fridays always tend to be one. Fridays non-football season. Fridays during the football season, yeah. We're predicting Eagles games. We're giving our final predictions. But Fridays in the offseason on Train the AM, who the hell knows where the frick conversation will go? We are all over the place today with jokes, with conversation. I mean, Mirna Turney was mentioned in this show. Ray Romano was talked about in this show today. God, what has my life become? I don't know. You know what we will talk about on Monday? On Monday, this piano key tattoo will have a major addition to it. Tattoo coming, 1 o'clock, Saturday. Johnny Vega, State Street Tattoo. Free plug for my guy. Going to see him Saturday, 1 o'clock. Getting the next addition to my arm of music sleeve that I'm going to eventually have. Super excited. When I get this close to a tattoo appointment, man. 9 likes, we not getting out the hood for real. Dude, that's pathetic. Pathetically disappointing that we've only got 9 likes because at least people should have tuned in because of the Eagles title and the Eagles thumbnail. Should have. We did talk Sixers a little bit. There should have been more than 9 likes. Scotty arrived at the locker on does he come out on a bear yeah. I was going to make a piano joke, but HR talked me out of the it's okay. You can make jokes. I'll live stream that tattoo. I can't live stream it. They get actually really terrible cell phone service at the tattoo parlor, even when you're locked into their Wi-Fi stuff. But I will take some pictures and some videos, and I will post on social media some videos and some graphics of it. Probably as soon as the tattoo is done. I will try to post some while the tattoo is being done. But it's my right hand, and I'll have to do all the typing and posting with my left hand. Very difficult to do. I am not getting the Cody Rhodes neck tattoo. I wonder if Cody Rhodes regretted that neck tattoo the second after he got it. Like the first needle hitting his neck. First off, I can't imagine the pain of getting your neck tattooed. Insane. Guys, we got to wrap it up right here. Trending the AM on Edge of Philly Sports. Mike Tyson, is that this weekend, the Tyson Jake Paul? I saw the face-to-face thing. Is that this weekend? Shit, that means I got to re-sign up for Netflix, don't I? I just canceled my Netflix. God, I wonder if there'll be an illegal live stream somewhere that I can find of that. Whoa. Good God, that's Scheffler's music. Good God. Yeah, I just hear the glass break and Scotty Scheffler coming out. Come on, no bonus. Did you send me a tip through Venmo or PayPal, TMZ? So no overtime. Guys, got to wrap it up. Train the AM on Edge of Philly Sports. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, follow. We'll be back on Monday, 8 a.m. Who knows? Because you never know when there's breaking news 30 minutes before a show. We should get matching core 12 neck tattoos. No. No. Not at all. Guys, everybody have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Go Birds. Ring the bell. And, I'm all in. Scotty Scheffler winning the PGA Championship now, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you guys next week.